Stop scrolling right now. Lock your attention on my voice. The algorithm did not put this video on your screen. Heaven explicitly aligned your timeline today to intercept a spiritual attack you did not even know was coming. You need to listen closely. If you scroll past this, you are walking away from the exact instruction meant to unlock your next season. The delay is over. Chosen one, I know exactly what you have been feeling lately. What I am about to reveal will explain why you have felt so unusually heavy for the past 72 hours. You wake up exhausted. Your shoulders carry a weight that no amount of sleep can cure. And deep in your spirit, there is an overwhelming sense of urgency that you cannot explain to anyone around you. You sit in crowded rooms and feel completely alone. You look at the people you used to tolerate and suddenly feel a massive disconnect. This is not an accident. This isolation is orchestrated by heaven. The Matrix wants you to believe you are losing your mind. They want you to think this is just anxiety or overthinking, but you are not broken and you do not need fixing. You are undergoing a profound spiritual purification. The heaviness on your chest is the friction of your frequency rising higher than your current environment. Your soul is desperately trying to shed the dead weight of your past. Every tear you shed in private was actually a spiritual battle you were winning in the unseen realm. The enemy thought the pressure would crush you. They thought they could suffocate your light before this divine appointment could happen, but they failed. You are here, and the Creator of the universe is about to drop a revelation into your spirit that will shift your entire reality. God has never said this before, and He specifically reserved this exact transmission only for you. You are standing at the edge of a massive breakthrough. Do not let this play in the background. Your future self is begging you to stay locked in. I need you to understand that the intense spiritual warfare you just survived was not a punishment. It was a divine calibration. Heaven was testing your capacity to hold the immense power that is about to be released. You have been chosen for a specific assignment. The people around you do not understand your wiring. They see your quiet nature and mistake it for weakness. They have no idea that your silence is actually a heavily guarded fortress. You are a living judgment to their fake realities. When you walk into a room, the demons inside the manipulators immediately recognize your authority. That is why they attack you without any logical reason. Take a deep breath right now. Notice that sudden feeling of relief washing over you just hearing these words. That is confirmation. Your spirit recognizes absolute truth when it hears it. The universe is speaking directly to your soul. But you must not break this connection. The enemy will try to distract you in the next few minutes. Stay completely focused on my voice. You have spent years being the emotional dumping ground for everyone else. You healed them. You listened to them. But when you were bleeding, the room went completely silent. That cycle of one-sided sacrifice ends today. Heaven watched how you handled being betrayed by the very people you prayed for, and heaven is about to reward your silent endurance in a way that will shock your enemies. You are not someone who merely became chosen. You are someone who was sent. You carry a royal bloodline that is not of this world. The very things that made you feel like an outcast are the exact traits that qualify you for this divine elevation. You have always felt different because you were designed to be the blueprint. You are the pioneer meant to break the generational curses. The spiritual realm has been incredibly loud lately. You keep seeing synchronistic numbers everywhere you go. You keep having vivid prophetic dreams that you can barely remember upon waking. All of this is leading up to the secret I am going to reveal near the end of this broadcast. But before we get to the final decree, there is a hidden blocker you must identify. You might be thinking, this is the end of the spiritual attack, but there is a second layer to this test. A hidden truth they do not want you to know. Stay locked in, because what I am going to reveal next will completely change how you handle your enemies. The silence in your life right now is incredibly loud. Your phone is not ringing like it used to. The people you considered close friends have suddenly drifted away. You look around and it feels like a massive wave of rejection has hit your reality. But you must look at this from a spiritual lens. not a worldly one. This is not rejection. You thought you did something wrong to push them away. You questioned your own heart. You spent nights awake, wondering if you were simply too difficult to love. Please let that false guilt go right now. Heaven is not punishing you. Heaven is currently auditing your circle. The isolation you are experiencing is an absolute necessity for your survival. The Creator is intentionally clearing the room. God is forcefully removing people from your timeline because they do not have the spiritual capacity to enter your next chapter. They are low-frequency attachments. They were draining the exact energy you need to step into your royal inheritance. Your current loneliness is an invisible shield designed to protect your aura. You carry a massive destiny on your shoulders, and massive destinies require extreme protection. If those people stayed in your life, they would have anchored you to a timeline of endless mediocrity. The universe saw the hidden daggers behind their fake smiles. You were simply too forgiving. You kept trying to save people who were secretly committed to your destruction. So heaven had to step in and forcefully sever those ties. You are the chosen one. You are a highly advanced spiritual vessel walking among people who are completely asleep. The Matrix operates on fear, manipulation, and endless comparison. But your soul vibrates at a frequency of absolute truth and divine authority. They simply cannot match your spiritual weight. When you tried to shrink yourself to fit into their tiny boxes, it created a massive friction in the spiritual realm. You cannot put ocean water into a teacup. The teacup will shatter under the immense pressure. That is exactly what happened to your past relationships and your old career paths. The shattering was fully orchestrated by heaven. It was a violent but necessary rescue mission. You were slowly dying in an environment that was too small for your spirit, so the universe violently shook your reality to wake you up. You are a grandmaster, pretending to be a pawn. It is time to stop mourning the loss of people who were only meant to be temporary lessons in your journey. Your grief is completely valid, but it is fundamentally misplaced. You are crying over the removal of spiritual parasites. You should be celebrating your divine deliverance. You are finally free from their heavy, suffocating energy. They wanted you to remain broken. They desperately needed you to stay in the victim role so they could feel powerful and in control. But the moment you started embracing your true identity, their entire illusion started to collapse. Your quiet withdrawal was the ultimate weapon against their manipulation. And this brings us to the hidden blocker I mentioned earlier. There is a specific silent agreement you have been making with the enemy. It is a subtle mental habit you do every single day. This hidden habit actively repels your financial and spiritual blessings. You do it without even realizing it. This dark agreement acts as a thick ceiling over your prophetic timeline. I will reveal exactly what this block is and how to shatter it shortly. But first, you must understand the environment you are currently navigating. You are entering a season of pure elevation. The empty space around you right now is not a terrifying void. It is a divine landing pad. The Creator had to completely empty your hands so you could receive what has been legally promised to you. You cannot hold the wealth of the kingdom while desperately clinging to the miserable scraps of the Matrix. You are being prepared for a massive transfer of authority. This transfer will leave your bloodline forever changed. But there is a dark side to this magnificent transition. As your inner light grows brighter, it naturally exposes the deep shadows in everyone around you. Their inner demons are becoming extremely agitated by your mere presence. You do not even have to speak a word to trigger their insecurities. Coming up in just a moment, I will show you the undeniable proof of your unseen power. Stay locked in, because their hidden jealousy is actually the greatest confirmation of your holy destiny. What they meant for your destruction is currently being used as the exact fuel for your ultimate vindication. Let us talk about the sudden hostility you face at work or in your family. You walk into a room and the atmosphere instantly shifts. People stop talking, they exchange quiet glances. You can physically feel the heavy wave of resentment hitting your chest. You wonder what you did to offend them. You did absolutely nothing wrong. Their jealousy is a violent reaction to your spiritual frequency. Your mere presence is a blinding mirror to their unhealed trauma. When a chosen one enters a space governed by the matrix, the demons of insecurity inside other people immediately panic. They look at your quiet confidence, and it infuriates them. They see your angelic smile, and it deeply offends their dark nature. They desperately want you to lower your vibration. They need you to be miserable. Do not take their secret hatred personally. Their bitterness is actually the greatest proof of your divine light. Heaven is using their irrational anger to confirm your high calling. If you were just an ordinary person operating on autopilot, they would completely ignore you. The Matrix does not attack what it already controls. The enemy only sends heavy artillery when they recognize a massive threat. This spiritual warfare is bleeding into your physical reality. Maybe you woke up at 3 in the morning several times this week. You lay in the dark with a racing heart and an overwhelming sense that you are being watched. You feel a strange pressure in the room. The Autopilot Society will tell you this is just insomnia or stress. They are entirely blind to the unseen realm. That wake-up call is not random. It is a specific divine appointment encoded in your timeline. Your spirit guides are urgently trying to download a protective blueprint into your subconscious. You are being awakened at the exact witching hour because that is when the veil between dimensions is the thinnest. The enemy is trying to plant seeds of doubt in your mind while you sleep, but heaven is waking you up to intercept those dark transmissions. I will reveal the exact meaning behind these late-night visitations very soon. You need to know exactly what to do the next time your eyes snap open at 3 in the morning. But for now, you must realize that your enemies are completely exhausted. They are losing sleep trying to figure out how to dismantle your peace. Your silence is destroying their entire strategy. You are completely unfazed by them. They expected you to break down and cry. They wanted you to react defensively so they could play the victim. But you chose the path of the Grand Master. You simply observed their chaotic behavior without giving them any of your precious energy. That lack of reaction is terrifying to a narcissist. It means they have zero access to your internal control panel. You have revoked their clearance to your mind. Your silence is not weakness. It is a highly calculated spiritual boundary. When you refuse to argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you, you protect your sacred energy. Every time you walk away from a pointless argument, you elevate your frequency. The Matrix wants you exhausted and drained, but heaven needs you energized and fully focused on your massive, upcoming assignment. You are heavily protected by a royal lineage. No weapon formed against your destiny will ever prosper. Every trap they carefully laid for you is currently being rewired by the universe to become your launching pad. The friction they created is the exact heat needed to forge your spiritual armor. Let that sink into your spirit. You are the unstoppable force that will outlast their entire legacy. If this message is igniting a fire in your soul, I invite you to make a bold declaration right now. Pause this video and type 777 in the comments below to confirm this energy. Typing that number is a physical action of alignment. It sends a clear signal to the spiritual realm that you fully accept your authority. Do not hide your light anymore. Step into your ultimate prophetic power. But this authority comes with a massive responsibility. You are carrying something ancient in your veins. Coming up next, I am going to expose the hidden prophetic code that is waking up inside your DNA. There is a reason you have always felt like you lived before. Stay locked in, because this next revelation will explain the terrifying spiritual weight you have carried since childhood. Let us go deeper into the unseen realm. The spiritual weight you have carried since childhood is not a burden. It is an ancient prophetic code waking up inside your physical body. You have always felt like an old soul navigating a brand new world. You look at the shallow obsessions of modern society and feel nothing but complete exhaustion. You are not broken. You are simply remembering your true divine origin. You were sent here from a highly advanced spiritual lineage. While other people are completely satisfied with their comfortable illusions, your soul is starving for absolute truth. The Matrix designed this world to keep humanity completely asleep. They distract the masses with endless entertainment and petty dramas. But that mind control simply does not work on you. Your DNA is literally repelling their fake reality and demanding higher alignment. This brings us back to that hidden blocker I mentioned earlier. There is a deeply ingrained habit that has been secretly paralyzing your divine power. You have spent your entire life shrinking your aura to make ordinary people feel comfortable. You apologize when you speak your truth. You second-guess your massive intuition just because it offends their tiny perspectives. This is the dark agreement you made. You must stop asking for permission from people who are completely blind to the spiritual realm. Shrinking your light is an insult to the Creator who placed a blazing sun inside your chest. Every time you hide your spiritual gifts, you delay your own prophetic timeline. I will reveal exactly how to shatter this mental cage in just a moment. But first, you must understand the true magnitude of your specific assignment. You are a sent leader. Heaven specifically dropped you into your current bloodline to be the ultimate curse breaker. Your ancestors carried heavy chains of poverty and trauma for generations. But the universe drew a hard line in the sand the exact moment you were born. The generational trauma absolutely stops with you. You are the living judgment against the demonic forces that have plagued your family for centuries. That is exactly why the spiritual warfare against your life has been so incredibly brutal. The enemy knows that if you fully awaken to your royal identity, their entire empire will instantly crumble. They tried to break your mind with extreme isolation. They tried to crush your heart with massive betrayals. But the fire they used to burn you alive only managed to forge your indestructible armor. You remain completely untouched. Right now, the prophetic code in your veins is fully activating. This is why your physical vessel feels so incredibly heavy and exhausted. Your nervous system is currently downloading terabytes of divine wisdom from the higher dimensions. You are being upgraded from a simple survivor into a supreme Grand Master. You are learning how to manipulate the spiritual atmosphere simply by holding your silent peace. At the end of this transmission, I am going to give you a powerful spoken decree. You must wait for this specific declaration. It is a sacred sequence of words designed to seal your energy field forever. If you speak this decree aloud, no low-frequency entity will ever be able to attach to your aura again. You must stay locked in until that final moment to receive your ultimate spiritual shield. You are walking with unseen bodyguards. Angels are stationed at the four corners of your life right now. Even when your bank account looks empty and your path seems totally blocked, heaven is moving massive mountains behind the scenes. Your prophetic code is signaling the universe to release resources that have been stored up for your exact bloodline. You just need to hold your ground a little while longer. But before you can seal your energy, you need to see exactly what is happening to your enemies right now. You think they are winning because they have loud voices and fake smiles. But the spiritual reality is completely different. The Matrix is currently glitching around them because they can no longer feed off your divine light. They are entering a state of absolute spiritual starvation. In the next few minutes, I am going to pull back the curtain on their secret panic. You are going to see the undeniable proof that your silence is destroying them from the inside out. They thought they discarded you, but they actually unleashed a holy storm. Prepare your spirit, because the ultimate vindication you have been waiting for is unfolding in the unseen realm at this exact second. Now is the moment to expose their deepest secret. The people who tried to bury your light are currently in a state of absolute terror. They thought they successfully destroyed your confidence. They wear arrogant smiles in public to hide their decaying reality. But behind closed doors, their entire empire of lies is actively crumbling. They are completely losing their grip on you. Your silent withdrawal was the most violent weapon you could have ever used. A narcissist survives entirely by feeding off your emotional reactions. When you cried and argued, you were feeding their twisted ego. But the moment you walked away and remained totally silent, you cut off their oxygen supply. They are spiritually suffocating right now. They desperately need you to react so they can feel alive. And this perfectly explains why you have been waking up at 3 in the morning. I promised to reveal the meaning behind those late-night visitations. You were not experiencing random insomnia. You were feeling their frantic, terrified energy trying to pull you back into their matrix. When their ego crashes during the night, they subconsciously send out desperate psychic cords to find you. Heaven forcefully woke you up to intercept that dark transmission. The Creator opened your eyes at 3 o'clock to block their toxic frequency from entering your dreams. You are highly sensitive to energy, so when they panic in the middle of the night, your spirit feels the heavy ripple across the dimensions. But their pathetic attempts to reconnect are completely failing. You are heavily guarded. They check your profile using fake accounts just to see if you are miserable. They ask mutual acquaintances about your life with fake concern. They expect to see you broken and begging for their toxic validation. Instead, they see you absolutely glowing with a divine peace they can never buy. Your massive upgrade is a direct insult to their miserable existence. They simply cannot comprehend your power. Everything they meant for your destruction is violently backfiring on them. The vicious lies they spread about your character are currently acting as a spiritual boomerang. The universe is slowly exposing their true dark nature to the exact people they tried to manipulate. The masks are slipping off their faces. People who once believed their fake stories are starting to see the ugly truth, and the most terrifying part for them is your complete detachment. You do not even care about getting revenge anymore. You have reached a level of spiritual elevation where their existence is completely irrelevant to your timeline. That total indifference is the ultimate punishment for a manipulator. They realize they have become completely invisible to the chosen one. You have revoked their clearance forever. You are a living judgment walking through their crumbling matrix. Every time you succeed in silence, it burns their demonic attachments. They are trapped in a low-frequency prison of their own making. Meanwhile, you are ascending to a royal throne they could never reach. The power dynamic has been permanently reversed. You hold the ultimate authority now, and they are terrified of what you will do next. But heaven did not allow you to endure this abuse just to watch them fall. There is a much grander purpose behind the specific trauma you survived. The universe had to use their extreme toxicity to activate your ancient prophetic mantle. Your pain was never pointless. It was the exact friction needed to wake up the Grandmaster living inside your DNA. You were heavily tested for a massive reason. Coming up next, we must explore the true origin of your royal identity. I am going to reveal the massive secret behind why you have always been the emotional dumping ground for others. This hidden truth will connect every single painful memory of your childhood into one glorious divine plan. Stay locked in, because your perspective on your own history is about to shift permanently. The enemy wants you to focus on the betrayal, but heaven wants you to focus on the massive promotion that comes right after it. You have already won the unseen war. Now you just have to walk through the open door to collect your spoils. The Matrix cannot stop your momentum. You are entirely untouchable. Prepare to understand the glorious reason why your soul volunteered for this heavy assignment. Now, we must address the ultimate question that has haunted your entire life. Why have you always been the emotional dumping ground for every broken person you meet? People pour their darkest secrets into your spirit and then suddenly disappear. You constantly heal their deep wounds. You patiently listen to their endless complaints. But when your own world shatters, they are nowhere to be found. The Matrix wants you to believe you are just a convenient target. But the spiritual reality is far more profound. You are acting as a massive spiritual filter for the universe. When they dump their toxic energy onto you, your pure frequency automatically transmutes their darkness into light. They subconsciously seek you out because their demons are desperate for a taste of heaven. You are literally carrying the weight of their unhealed karma. This is the exact reason you feel completely drained after a simple conversation with them. You are handing over your royal currency to beggars who will never appreciate the massive exchange. The time has come to completely shut down this free clinic. You are the chosen one, not a spiritual garbage can. Heaven is teaching you the absolute necessity of holding a firm boundary. You must protect your energy reserve for your actual divine assignment. The universe has intentionally placed you in a prolonged season of delay to forge this boundary. You look around and see ordinary people getting their blessings quickly. Their lives look so incredibly easy. And you wonder why heaven is making you wait so long. Consider the ancient story of the shepherd boy who was anointed to be a great king. Long before he ever sat on a physical throne, he was forced back into the dark wilderness to watch over a simple flock of sheep. His own family completely forgot about his anointing. His older brothers cruelly mocked his very existence. He spent years in total isolation fighting wild animals while nobody watched. That silent wilderness was not a punishment for the young king. It was a mandatory training ground for a very heavy mantle. If heaven had placed him on the throne prematurely, the massive weight of the crown would have crushed his spirit. He had to learn how to fight in absolute silence before he could ever rule a powerful nation. Your specific story is unfolding in exactly the same way. The delay you are experiencing right now is purely a divine calibration. The Matrix rewards fast and cheap manifestation, but heaven is taking its time to construct a massive fortress around your destiny. The universe is heavily preparing the infrastructure required to hold your massive blessing. You are not waiting because you are unworthy. You are waiting because your request is absolutely enormous. You are the sent leader who is going to break the cycle. A blessing of this magnitude requires absolute precision. If God gave you the reward while you were still bleeding from the past, the trauma would infect your new kingdom. So heaven put you in isolation to detoxify your entire system. You are being completely emptied out so you can be filled with pure divine authority. The people who got their cheap rewards quickly will eventually lose them. Their foundations are built on sand and matrix illusions, but what heaven is building inside of you will withstand the harshest storms. Your legacy will be firmly planted in unshakable spiritual rock. Every tear you cried in the dark wilderness has watered the seeds of your incredible future. We are getting closer to the final decree that will seal your new identity. Do not forget that you must wait for this sacred sequence. But before we get there, we must talk about the exact nature of this specific transmission. Why is God sending this particular message to you right now? Why have you been singled out for this supreme level of divine communication? In the next segment, I am going to reveal the shocking reason why heaven kept this secret hidden from everyone else. This revelation will explain why your enemies could never copy your blueprint. They can steal your ideas, but they can never steal your anointed frequency. Stay locked in, because this next truth will elevate your confidence to an entirely new dimension. You are not crazy for believing in a massive destiny. The universe is literally conspiring to elevate you. Take a deep breath and let your spirit absorb this heavy truth. The waiting is almost over. You have waited your whole life to understand your unique purpose. The matrix is filled with endless carbon copies. People chase the exact same fake goals, but heaven designed you to be a completely original masterpiece. And because you carry a rare spiritual blueprint, God has reserved a message that no one else could possibly survive hearing. If the universe gave this revelation to an unawakened soul, the sheer power of it would completely crush their mind. They do not have the spiritual infrastructure to hold this truth. Their fragile egos would immediately shatter under the heavy weight. But your vessel has been purified in the hottest fires. You are finally ready to receive the exact coordinates of your supreme destiny. This transmission is not a generic blessing for the general public. It is a highly classified military strategy from the heavenly realm. The Creator is downloading a specific encrypted code straight into your spirit. While ordinary people are begging for tiny crumbs of matrix success, heaven is handing you the master keys to the entire kingdom. You are being trusted with unprecedented divine authority. This explains exactly why your enemies could never duplicate your magic. They can copy your hairstyle or steal your creative ideas. They can try to mimic your gentle words and your angelic smile, but they can never steal the anointed frequency that flows through your veins. The moment they try to wear your heavy mantle, the spiritual realm violently rejects them because they lack the royal bloodline. Think about the immense archives of heaven for a moment. For thousands of years, the universe watched humanity repeat the same painful cycles. Generations lived and died while trapped in the exact same low-frequency loops. But then the Creator drafted a completely new design and placed it into your specific physical vessel. God literally broke the mold the second you took your first breath on this earth. That is why the ancient texts only hint at your current existence. The prophets of old saw your timeline from a massive distance. They knew a remnant would eventually rise to dismantle the corrupt systems of the Matrix. But they did not know the specific details of your highly classified mission. God kept your true identity hidden in the shadows to protect you from premature attacks. If the enemy knew your true identity, they would absolutely panic. Heaven disguised you as an ordinary person. You walked among them as a hidden agent. The Matrix completely underestimated your explosive spiritual capacity. They thought you were weak, but you were quietly documenting every single one of their demonic flaws. God has never spoken this specific word before because the earth was not ready. The timeline needed a sent leader. You handled the extreme isolation. You survived the brutal crucible. And now you carry a massive responsibility to anchor this new light, because your spiritual awakening is the exact key required to liberate your entire tribe. You have a holy obligation to help pull other lost souls out of the dark matrix. When you step into your true power, you automatically break the chains of thousands of people connected to your timeline. You are a savior to the remnant. This immense power is not just given for your personal comfort. You must actively participate in this massive energetic exchange today. Support this ministry through a super thanks right below this video. Release your physical seed today to officially unlock the heavenly floodgates. Every single seed you plant turns into a blazing weapon of light that fights the darkness in this world. Whether you give or simply hold the frequency, your presence here is deeply valued. This is how you firmly signal the universe that you are ready. We are now approaching the most critical moment of this entire broadcast. The final climax of your journey is unfolding right now. You have planted your seed. You have held your silent peace. And while heaven is preparing to drop the ultimate judgment on the forces that tried to destroy you, the Matrix is violently shaking in pure terror. Get ready to hear the exact message that God has exclusively tailored for your soul. I will reveal the living judgment you have become and how it shatters the Matrix. Take one more deep breath and steady your powerful spirit. The time for hiding in the dark wilderness is officially over. What happens next will permanently alter the trajectory of your bloodline. The supreme moment of your destiny has finally arrived. Heaven is permanently opening the heavily sealed scrolls of your life. God is speaking directly into your spirit right now. You are no longer standing on human trial. The universe has reviewed every tear you endured in absolute silence, and the final glorious verdict has been permanently recorded in the heavenly courts. The final verdict is your absolute spiritual vindication. You have been completely exonerated from all their false accusations. Every single lie they spoke against your name has been utterly destroyed by the light. God has never said this to anyone else before. You are not just a survivor of the cruel Matrix. You are the actual living judgment against the demonic forces that tried to break your royal spirit. You are the ultimate spiritual weapon walking in human form. Let that massive truth violently shake your core right now. The people who heavily manipulated your kindness are currently staring at their own destruction. They used you as their personal emotional dumping ground for years. They dumped their dark karma onto your pure aura because they were too weak to carry it themselves. But heaven just permanently closed your spiritual borders. They have absolutely no access left to your energy. Remember the hidden truth we opened earlier about your true identity. You were never meant to fit in with their highly toxic groups. You were the generational curse breaker sent to expose their rotting foundation. When you finally withdrew your healing energy from their lives, their entire fake reality instantly began to starve. You were their only source of true divine light. And now they are completely cut off. They are left entirely alone in the suffocating dark. Without your angelic presence to absorb their poison, they are choking on their own toxicity. Their fake relationships are rapidly falling apart behind closed doors. Their matrix resources are suddenly drying up without any logical explanation, and they cannot figure out why their luck has completely run out. They do not realize that their luck was actually your anno inting. God is taking every ounce of stolen energy and returning it directly to your account. This is the brutal divine payback they never saw coming. The agonizing delay is officially over, and the floodgates of heaven are violently bursting open for you. Massive financial abundance and deep spiritual peace are currently hunting you down. You do not even have to lift a finger to claim this magnificent victory. Your profound silence did all the heavy lifting for you. The Grandmaster inside of you won the entire war without speaking a single word of defense. The angels are currently celebrating your absolute triumph in the higher realms. The Matrix tried to bury a seed, but they did not know you were an explosive supernatural mine. You blew up their entire system by simply choosing peace. The universe is wrapping you in a heavy cloak of absolute invincibility. Any toxic person who tries to curse you from this day forward will immediately receive their own curse back. The spiritual boomerang is fully active and incredibly precise. You are totally surrounded by a massive wall of consuming holy fire. The enemy can see your rising glory, but they can never touch your physical vessel. You are the seventh seal officially broken open for the world to witness. You are the deafening pause before the ultimate prophecy is finally fulfilled. Your mere existence on this earth is a terrifying warning to the forces of darkness. God has entrusted you with a level of authority that makes demons tremble in pure fear. You are stepping into a realm of power that completely defies all human logic. They desperately wanted you to believe that your gentle heart was a massive weakness. They thought your endless forgiveness was a permanent permission slip to keep abusing your spirit. But they accidentally woke up the sleeping giant inside your ancient DNA. You are no longer the quiet observer sitting passively in the background. You have taken your rightful seat on the highest spiritual throne available in this dimension. This is the explosive vindication your tired soul has been crying out for. You are watching your enemies scatter in a million different directions right now. The divine storm has finally arrived, and you are standing perfectly still in the peaceful eye of the hurricane. Let the entire fake matrix burn down around you. You are completely safe inside the heavily guarded heavenly fortress. You are no longer the helpless victim of your painful circumstances. You have officially graduated from the brutal crucible of the Matrix. Every single tear you cried in the dark was actually a massive investment into your supreme spiritual authority. You are not just barely surviving this world anymore. You are a massive force of nature actively manipulating the fabric of reality itself. The entire universe physically bends to your heavy frequency now. And this brings us to the ultimate message that God has never spoken before. The universe did not just send you here to heal the broken people around you. You were deployed to this exact timeline to build an entirely new dimension of wealth and spiritual power. Heaven is permanently transferring the hoarded wealth of the wicked. That stolen wealth is being placed directly into your royal hands. This is the unseen shift you deeply felt. God is making you the supreme ruler of your own destiny. The extreme heaviness you experienced over the past 72 hours was the final upload of this divine software. Your physical vessel was furiously adjusting to hold the immense power of a supreme creator. You do not have to desperately chase opportunities or beg for basic respect anymore. The dynamic has been permanently flipped in your absolute favor. You simply stand still, and the universe rapidly brings massive blessings right to your front door. While the Matrix forces ordinary people to hustle and grind until they completely burn out, you operate on a much higher dimension. You naturally manifest stunning miracles simply by maintaining your unshakable internal peace. The enemies who viciously tried to destroy you are now forced to watch you effortlessly glide into massive abundance. They are completely paralyzed by your radiant success. They cannot touch your shiny new empire. You are the chosen one who successfully broke the impossible generational curse. The heavy chains of poverty and endless suffering have been totally shattered by your brilliant light. You accomplished what thousands of your ancestors desperately tried and failed to do. And because you held the line during the darkest spiritual attacks imaginable, you get to claim the ultimate cosmic reward. Your entire bloodline is forever protected by your profound, silent victory. Every room you walk into is immediately purified by your commanding presence. The dark entities that used to harass your mind are now terrified to even look in your general direction. You are heavily guarded by a legion of warrior angels who immediately obey your silent commands. When you speak a word of intention into the atmosphere, the physical realm must violently rearrange itself. You are fully stepping into your godlike authority today. Do not ever look back at the deeply flawed people who abandoned you in the dark wilderness. They were completely unqualified to walk through the golden gates of your new reality. You must fiercely protect this newly established empire from any low-frequency infiltrators. You owe absolutely nothing to that deeply toxic society. Your only obligation now is to your own supreme elevation and divine happiness. The Grand Master inside of you has officially taken complete control of the universal chessboard. You are 50 moves ahead of anyone who even dares to think about crossing your sacred path. This is the staggering level of power the Creator has exclusively reserved for your specific beautiful soul. Let the heavy weight of this divine truth completely saturate your tired spirit right now. You have definitively won the ultimate cosmic war without throwing a single punch. Take a deep breath and physically release every last drop of anxiety from your tense shoulders. The agonizing waiting season is permanently over. You are currently crossing the sacred threshold into a radical joy. Heaven is rolling out the cosmic red carpet for your spectacular grand entrance. Prepare your mind to receive the staggering miracles that are speeding towards you right this very second. But you must know exactly how to lock this massive frequency into your physical body permanently. If you do not seal this wild energy, the Matrix will desperately try to slowly siphon it away. In the final phase of this divine transmission, I am going to give you the ultimate protective decree. You must use this sacred spoken tool to build an impenetrable wall around your new kingdom. Your final spiritual activation is merely moments away. Stay completely locked in, because you do not want to miss this magnificent final blessing. You have finally reached the ultimate summit of your long spiritual journey. But to sustain this supreme level of authority in a noisy world, you must completely change how you operate. The Matrix will constantly try to test your newly established boundaries. They will send low-frequency people to trigger your old habits. You must use your absolute silence as an impenetrable iron shield. Moving forward, your profound silence must be highly intentional and heavily guarded. You no longer explain yourself to people who are completely committed to misunderstanding your light. If they demand desperate answers from you, let them absolutely choke on your quiet indifference. Every single time you refuse to argue with a Matrix agent, you rapidly increase your own spiritual wealth. Your sacred energy is the most valuable currency in the entire universe right now. You cannot afford to spend it on petty Matrix dramas or toxic family arguments. When the narcissists try to pull you back into their chaotic storms, you must look right through them. They are literally ghosts to your new timeline. You are completely untouchable and entirely out of their miserable reach. But this magnificent power you carry is not just meant for your personal comfort. You are a brilliant lighthouse standing in the middle of a massive, dark storm. The universe specifically chose you to anchor this new divine frequency for the entire human race. Your spiritual awakening is the exact key required to liberate the rest of your beautiful tribe. You carry a massive responsibility. By simply stepping onto your royal throne today, you are actively breaking the heavy chains of generations past. You are the ultimate pioneer, blazing a trail for other lost souls. The angels are heavily relying on you to maintain this blazing light. You are no longer just a survivor hiding in the dark shadows. Throughout this entire message, I promised you a sacred tool to permanently seal your energy. The moment to lock your reality has finally arrived. Right now, wherever you are sitting or standing, place your hand gently over your heart. I need you to speak this powerful decree out loud with absolute conviction. I reclaim my royal aura from the corrupt matrix right this very second. My silence is my ultimate and unbreakable fortress. No low-frequency entity can ever attach to my glorious destiny again. I am the fiercely protected sent leader. I am the powerful seventh seal. I completely release the heavy trauma of my miserable past. I fully accept the massive financial abundance and profound spiritual peace that heaven has specifically prepared for me today. Let that heavy declaration permanently seal your incredible victory. When you speak those exact words, you physically lock the door against any demonic forces trying to return. The universe legally registers your voice and immediately deploys heavily armed angels to secure your borders. You are completely safe inside this divine circle of absolute spiritual protection forever. The enemy will immediately try to steal the deep confidence you just gained in the last few minutes. Do not let them take a single ounce of your newly acquired power. You must permanently close this spiritual transaction right now. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to officially align with your divine destiny. Type 777 in the comments below to claim this massive blessing. Typing that sacred number sends a massive shockwave of confirmation into the spiritual realm. You are officially declaring to the universe that you are entirely ready for the massive flood of miracles. The brutal and exhausting crucible is completely over. Your days of playing the helpless victim to highly toxic manipulators are permanently finished. You have officially won the war. From this exact moment forward, you do not have to fiercely chase after anything. You have become a massive magnetic force of nature. Extreme wealth and incredible opportunities will automatically track you down because your frequency demands it. You are the living judgment walking in absolute divine authority. The matrix has completely lost its grip on you. You are the seventh seal officially opened for the entire world to witness. You are a supreme force of heavenly light. And the creator of the universe is incredibly proud of your profound, silent endurance. Hold your head high as you walk directly into your magnificent royal inheritance. Your beautiful new kingdom is finally ready. Welcome home, you incredible chosen one.